Hello there, and thank you again for taking time out of your day, and welcome to another episode of Words of Life. I hope that all is well with you and your loved ones, and I pray that these videos continue to benefit your personal study and your walk with the Lord. I want us to turn to the book of James, and we just look at a few verses from James chapter 1. I very much like this section of scripture, and I think these very much are applicable to us today. James is sort of kind of seen as the Proverbs of the New Testament because there's a lot of wisdom written in the book of James. But these particular verses that we're going to read from James chapter 1, verses 22 through 25, we actually highlighted and discussed in our Wednesday night Bible study this past week. But we're just going to read those verses and then just make a few application to what is written. Beginning in verse 22, which reads, "But prove yourselves doers of the word, and not merely hearers who delude themselves. For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man who looks at his natural face in a mirror. For once he has looked at himself and gone away, what kind of person he was. But one who looks intently at the perfect law, the law of liberty, and abides by it, not having become a forgetful hearer, but an effectual doer, this man will be blessed in what he does." So I put in the description, what do I look like? And what I'm getting at is, do I look like a Christian? Do I look like a follower of Christ? Or do I pass myself off as maybe in an appearance as a Christian? Meaning, do I go to Bible study, Bible services, and then once I have left those, I'm no longer um, demonstrating those characteristics. I'm not being true to who I life. Hopefully, meaning in another sense, being a hypocrite. So, what I want us to kind of consider is how may we better show ourselves as being a follower of God, living for Him, because our words, our actions should show that we are doing the Lord's will. And I was thinking of recent. It's going to sound strange, and it may get some questionable looks from people, especially those that are not believers. But how can we, by using our language in our conversations, if we can somehow direct it in a certain way where we gear ourselves into the spiritual discussion, meaning, okay, people will ask very often what you do or who are you, things about you. And if we are willing to say, well, first and foremost, I am a Christian, Or if someone talks about, okay, what is your schedule look like? If you're setting up appointments, I know that lately a lot of us have probably have had to make an appointment to see a doctor. Okay, well, let me see. I've got on these days as far as incorporate that into our discussions or conversations so we can get it out there. We're not trying to um, put ourselves on a pedestal by any means, but we are trying to make people aware that we have a faith and that we are focusing on living that out. And I believe that it is very much uh, to God's glory that we are constantly working on focusing on how we can glorify God in our speech, in our actions, and let us get comfortable about being uncomfortable. In what I mean is sometimes we have to um, not what the world wants us to do, and that is first and foremost, of course, talk about God. And we have to start talking about it. And if we're not comfortable talk about them, then we need to begin, start taking baby steps. And I would encourage you start if you're not already doing it. For instance, doing public prayers for like your food. Just for instance, bow your head and say your prayers as you give thanks to the Lord for His provision. Start saying that I hope the Lord blesses you today, or God bless you, or may you have a blessed day. Start not accustomed or you're not used to. Let's get out of this out of this uh, rut, if you want to call it, or um, this manner of not using words that are scripturally based, meaning that let us get used to using language that God would want us to use out and about with other people, not just among those that we attend services with. Let's start using specific words where people may not be accustomed to hearing. And let's make an effort. So I hope that what we discussed in this short video will challenge us. Because I think in this area, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And I think that if we make an effort, we will see very much results. And I know that if we are seeking to do what God's will is, He will be pleased. He will be glorified. That is what we're supposed to do. So thank you as always for taking time out of your day. I hope that God blesses you and that you will, Lord willing, be with us again on Monday. And until then, you take care.